Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your very first time, welcome. I'm Bonnie, Old Soul Mermaid, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of an oracle deck that's fairly new, but it has been out for a little while, I think this year, and it is the Believe Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace, and the artwork is done by Janaina Medeiros. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. I apologize if I butchered it. I picked this up at my local used bookstore, Half Price Books, but it is wrapped in brand new condition, and I got it for I think after coupon it was $7.99, but it was totally wrapped, and yeah, I'm totally happy with it. One thing I did notice with it though is that you see how it's upright here? Look at the back of the box. It's upside down, so I don't know if that happened during packaging or what, but we're gonna open the deck and see what's going on, if it's something to worry about or not. So some of the plastic was ripped off, so maybe somebody changed their mind about this deck. Who knows? But we're going to open it up right now and take a look. And I will tell you why I was attracted to this deck after we open it. So this is a Andrews McNeil Publishing product. There is 45 full illustrated cards and an illustrated guidebook. Now, I apologize in advance if the lighting isn't the best. It is a very murky, dismal day here in Central Texas. So I'm very happy that we're getting rain, but yeah, hopefully my lighting will be good enough to see these cards. So, two-piece box, thumb cutouts, nice matte sturdy box. Is there some tape? Nope. There's some paper. Oh my goodness. And interesting. Is this the book? I think this is the book at the bottom. So there is no, I don't know if that's just my deck, but there doesn't seem to be an insert to keep these snug. So they're going to be flopping a little bit. They're not, it looks like, interesting, very interesting. I'm going to have to look at somebody else's unboxing of this deck to see if there's supposed to be an insert or if this is the way they're packaged. If you have this deck, let me know. All right, so at quick glance, this is the guidebook, and it looks to be decent for an oracle deck, but we're going to take a look at the cards first. So I'm going to take off this sleeve. The cards are very large, large oracle size. If you can see my hands are small, but you can see how large they are. Now, this is a more modern deck, you know, with the figures and people looking more like they do today, maybe with some funky clothes like these striped socks. So let's just start flipping through the cards. Princess, you can be your own knight instead of like a damsel in distress, I guess. Don't have to wait for your prince or knight to come. Oh, and these are the backs, and I will want to add that the cardstock is very matte and very nice feeling. It's not thick at all, and it's not that, you know, sometimes oracle cards by Rockpool or whatnot can have that sticky glossy feeling, and these are not. These are super matte, so it's really, really nice. And I just love these backs. Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. Interesting. Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. Now, one of the reasons why I was attracted to this deck was I knew that it was going to be diverse and body positive. And I need a deck like that, an oracle deck like that in my collection. Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. Stars, you can manifest your every wish. So far, I'm seeing it is a very young deck. Dragons, slay them all. Sword, make the change. Looks like she's about to cut her hair. The artwork in this deck is very beautiful, and I do appreciate the matte cardstock. It is very nice. Wings, you never needed those wings to fly. Phoenix, how's that for happily ever after? Like creating your own happy ending. Red, forgive. Sun, paint the sun back into your sky. Expectations, don't seek anyone's approval. Lioness, you've earned all your stripes. And it's interesting that there's a sea creature or mermaid in the distance. She's reading a fairy tale. You can see that. The book she's reading is a book of fairy tales. Thorns, weave together the crown you deserve. You gotta pick out the thorns to get to the beauty. Garden, something lovely will grow from this. Do you like the sword in the background? Swords are prevalent in a few cards that we've passed. Bitch fire, stand up for yourself. It's unfortunate, though, when you get a strong woman or, you know, strong women, they're referred to as bitches or hysterical, you know, and that's just been the case since the beginning, well, not the beginning of time, but since the patriarchy took hold, you know. Flower, be honest with yourself. The colors in this deck, this card in particular, is so lovely. Tree, let them go. Kind of getting maybe a 8 of Cups energy. Lavender, surround yourself with love. You know, that lavender is very good for calming. You know, practically everybody has some sort of lavender in their home. Lighthouse, don't doubt your worth. She's hanging, I don't know if this is needlework or not, but it's a sign that says, I am always enough. Clover, release your guilt. Library, take control of your own narrative. Instead of being a puppet on a string. You know, the hand could be society or others' expectations of you. I do like this cardstock. It's nice and matte. It's nice to the touch. Confidence, it comes with time and practice. So true. She looks, and see there's a sword on her tote bag too. She seems, maybe she's moving to a new city, towards a new job. You get the little bit of anxiety and apprehension in her posture. Potion, remember to practice self-love. Young witch, learning her craft, practicing her craft in the privacy of her bedroom. I love it. Mural, be your own first priority. It's funny how she's doing it in a room in her house, creating this mural. I actually had a friend when I lived in California who painted home murals for a living. And at the time, I really wanted her to do one in my house, but I couldn't afford her at the time. And then it was a good thing I didn't, because it wasn't long after that we found out we were going to move to Texas. So and would have to sell our house. So it was a good thing, because we would have probably had to paint over it. Feather, think first before you judge. Shades of the Craft movie coming here in this card. Witch, justice is coming. Again, is that, no, that's a baseball bat, but the sword is here. Protest, start a revolution. How apt for these days and times. Feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Oh, see, this is what I love. All this fruit, the oranges, or peaches and strawberries. Yum. Castle, it's time for healing, not war. Universe, we're all just stardust. It's a beautiful card. These kind of give me vibes of the Ina Segal healing deck. And her other deck, I have both of them and I can't remember the title of the second one. Escapist, come home to yourself. And she's going through her Book of Shadows or Grimoire. Nostalgia, focus on the here and now. Voyage, you already have all the answers. Again, we have the sea creature or the mermaid creature in the background. Shark, swim away from the situation. So he is a shark. You can tell by his fins. Okay, the artwork, Amanda Lovelace. Has she done art for Ethany's decks? Oh, I wish I had. I have her Awakened Soul, or the name is familiar. Is she doing, has she done art for Ethany's newer decks that are coming out? Let me know in the comments below if you know. Amanda Lovelace. I don't know. She wouldn't have done the art because it's this Janaina Medeiros who's done the artwork. But Amanda Lovelace sounds very familiar. Gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. That is so true. And you don't need to fix yourself to meet somebody's expectations too. Don't change yourself for anybody else. Gray, endings are inevitable. But so are new beginnings. I just love, look at the color palette in this card. This looks like chalk pastels was used here. That's what it looks like to me when I play with my chalk pastels. I love it. Villain, you can always rewrite the story. Say that 5 times. Rewrite, rewrite. That is so true. There is music notes here. You can see those little white blotches. They're actually music notes. Raindrops, take a chance on them. There's some little spirit or fae creatures. Those little lights right there. Morning, the world awaits you. Look what's outside her window. She may be a mer creature herself because look at the shells on her head. I would like to live in her world. Sundress, do it for you. Homeward, take yourself out on a date. I love her world outside her door. Spaceship, don't be afraid to sing. So that's interesting. They're mermaids, but they seem to be out in the cosmos, you know, out in space. Again, we have the music notes. We've got a planet, a spaceship, but we've got these 3 sirens or mermaids. Very interesting. Now, it just got very dark in here. I apologize, but this is the last. No, we've got one more card. Storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Very true. Throne. Your potential is endless. This is a very cool card. Okay. Let's zoom up just a little bit. I won't be able to shuffle these in the normal way, but I can definitely shuffle them, do my little side shuffle, and they move together very easily. And that's probably what I'm going to have to do because my fingers, if you can see, can barely get around these cards. So they did come a little bit bowed. So I'm wondering if this was like a return and they shrink wrapped it again or what. But the cards do feel new. I'm just wondering if maybe there was an insert in the box. Please let me know if you have this deck in the comments. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to shuffle them, overhand shuffle them. The only way I'll be able to do so is in a messy pile or doing it sideways. So they are very large. So if you have small hands, take that into account. So let's take a look at the guidebook really quick, really quick. The book is also matte. And what do we get? What do we get? There's no table of contents, but we do get an introduction. What's the difference between tarot cards and oracle cards? What's your intention with this oracle deck, Amanda? This is funny. Aren't tarot cards and oracle cards evil? And it's just no. And the rest of it is blank. Thanks. How do I use this deck, though? I'm lost. And she goes over some ways to use it. Why no reverse meanings? Can I ask the deck any question I want? And what other questions do you suggest I ask this deck? Are we done there? Are we done here? Then, almost. So now we go into the princess card in each card. So you have the title, the number, all the cards are numbered, the phrase that's at the bottom of the card, and then you have a description and meaning. These kind of have the same, remind me of the same, or have the same kind of vibe as the Ina Segal decks. Let's tell you what. We're just going to, I'm going to zoom up a little bit more. We're going to lay out a couple cards. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way just so you can get a feel for how these look. I love that card, that flower card. These cards are super sweet. I love this one. I love the colors in that one. Super, super sweet. Kind of reminds me of a lot of Ethany's Awakened Soul Oracle. A combination, you know, if certain decks kind of had a love child. This is very, very young, as you can tell from the depiction, so it doesn't get great marks on age. But diversity, body, different body shapes, body positivity, it gets high marks. There's not a ton. It's mostly a very, very positive deck. Not really a shadowy deck. I think there's a couple of cards, but it's a very empowering deck. I know there's a healing card in here, and that might be a little more shadowy, but, and this storm card. Oh, and this shark card. But basically, it's a deck for empowerment. It is a deck of positivity and youth. Doesn't mean that we older gals can't use it or work with it, especially when we're reading with different or with a younger clientele, college kids, and teens. I think it's a great deck. I'll try to work with it. I'm going to try to figure out a tarot deck that I would like to pair this with. Since we've got, let's take this card number 16, Bitchfire, and let's see what the guidebook says about Bitchfire. I kind of like that title. Stand up for yourself. There's no better way to say it. Someone in your life is trying to burn you at the stake. Maybe you didn't give them something they wanted or didn't let them get away with their bad behavior. Either way, they're trying to ruin your reputation. Rest assured, your reputation will stay intact. Silence can be effective, but it is not that kind of situation. Get loud and let them have a taste of your bitch fire. Very cool. So yes, very young, very positive for the most part. This is the author, Amanda Lovelace. I know I've heard her name before. And there is a picture of the artist. She says, this is the first time I have illustrated an oracle deck. Well, and she's so young and so sweet. And I'm just saying she did a bang-up job. For her first attempt, I'm very pleased with the images. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a very beautiful, beautiful deck. Because she's so young, yeah, she's probably not going to put older women in here. You know, I think if the creators or illustrators are very young, they just can't see themselves in, they can't yet connect or don't want to connect with older energy. And, you know, and I can understand that. When I was 20, you know, 50 seemed ancient and like you were really old, and it seemed so far away. But then when you reach 50, you realize how quickly it has gone by. And I do think we that are older, we can remember like it was yesterday what it was like to be 20. But when you're 20, there's no way you can gauge what it's going to be like when you're 40 or 50 or 60. Like I'm at 50. God willing, if I live a long and happy life, you know, it's kind of hard to imagine myself even, you know, what I'm going to be like in 20 years, 25 years from now, if I am granted that time on the planet. You know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So I understand that disconnect. And maybe they just wanted to do a younger deck. This is the realm of their experience, of their vision, of what they see, what they know, and that's what they wanted to stick with. So, and seeing that though, I would love an oracle deck. If there's any creators or artists out there, I would, if I could, I would love to create an oracle deck with kind of like this, but spanning maybe the life of a woman from these youthful times to maturity, through motherhood, through older age, or, you know, the crone phase of life. I wish I had the artistic talent to do that. But if anybody would be game, I would totally love to join up with someone and do a project like that. But I'd have to write. I can't draw. I only have an idea of images I would like to use. But yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. So this concludes the walkthrough of Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace with artwork by Janaina Medeiros. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm a very small channel, so if you found any value to this video, if this pushed the needle in any way, whether it pushed you towards getting the deck or saving you a few dollars, let me know, and show the love by a comment, a like, a subscribe. I know a lot of people are watching my videos but are not necessarily subscribing, so also let me know in the comments what you think I could do better in showing the cards, and let me know if you got what you needed as far as information about the deck, and if not, what was missing. Okay, well, that is it for today, and I want to thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you have the best of days. Until next time, I'll be back really soon. Bye for now.